Hello and welcome back to another bullet journal mini. For this video we have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, back to back with Evelyn Hugo. Let's get into it. Malibu Rising is about the children of one of Evelyn Hugo's husbands that she was married to for like a night. She's not in the book, but these two stories, these books exist in the same universe. So you've got Mick Riva, who is like an Elvis type character, and he has these 4 children, and the book follows them, and it goes over their life. So there's this big annual party that the Riva siblings have, and so the book is over the course of the day, that like before the party and during the party there's a bunch of like drama happening with each of the characters, and in between like those chapters you have chapters from when they were children that go over the love story of Mick and the kids' mother / adopted mother, June, and then like that whole relationship, that whole like love story, and then kind of like the tragedy that it turned into as he became famous, and then is not being faithful, abandons them. She's a single mother, he's not paying for anything, things like that, and she's got 4 kids, one of which never mind. If you know, you know. But she has 4 kids that she's taking of, and like basically like how her relationship, the mother June, with Mick consumed her life and sent her into like this deep depression, and how it affected her like raising her children and things like that. And then you see the children as adults on this day where they're getting ready for this annual party, and kind of all of this different drama is happening, and you see the reactions and things that are how they like handle the different conflicts that they're faced with, are like everything, they're not, it's all stems from like their childhood, of like where their reactions come from. So you have the 5 siblings. Nina is the oldest, and then Jay and Hud are the same age. They're passed off as twins. They are not twins. Mick had an affair, and Hud is the result of that affair, and June ended up taking Hud in and claiming her as her own. Hud's birth mother abandoned him at Mick's house because she couldn't raise him, and then so they were passed off as twins growing up, but it was like an open secret in their community, like everybody knew. But anyways, and then the youngest one is Kit, and she does not have any relationship with Mick. I don't even think he had met her, because maybe he met her after she was born, before he left again. So she doesn't have a relationship with Mick at all, and then she also doesn't really remember their mother June, because June passed away when the kids were young. Nina and the boys were teenagers, and then Kit was really little. So like Nina was the caretaker, of her siblings. She was like, the stereotypical like parentified eldest sister, because her dad was gone, and then her mother was an alcoholic, and then eventually drowned, and so the Nina had to take care of them all. And you just see how like these different things that the kids went through again in their childhood, have affected how they live as an adult and kind of like the lives that they ended up leading. And so many things are happening in this story, and I think I like this one more than Evelyn Hugo because you had so many more characters that you're like spending time with and that the story is revolving through. It just felt like there was like a greater scope of like this world and everything, and you got to see these different children like who all had the same, you know, childhood, like how these relationships with their mother and father shaped them, and like how they're acting as adults. Yeah, this one was really fun. I don't know if fun is the right word, but no, it was fun. I really enjoyed this one, and I think I like don't even know what to pinpoint. I could talk for so long about all the different things that I liked about this book. Reading this book and Evelyn Hugo back to back, I really enjoy like Reid's writing style. It's very distinctive, and she does a good job of being like straightforward and like witty with like how she writes, and that is a style of writing that I really like. I do intend to read more of her books. I actually have watched a movie that I didn't even know was based on one of her books, so I'll probably read that one next. One True Loves, that'll probably be my next read. Okay, let me stop. I didn't even realize that was happening. But yeah, the character arcs for all of them, so satisfying. My favorite line in the book was Nina's, where she was like, must be nice to be able to be weak. I wouldn't know, when she's confronting her father at the end of the book, who decides after like years of not seeing his children, doesn't even know his youngest kid, didn't even recognize her when he saw her. He shows up to this party because he's feeling like alone and everything, because he's like a washed out, you know, artist. So great, so great. Highly recommend. Hope you enjoyed this video. I was all over the place, but these are just quick little I'm just gonna go. Bye.